Hi, good evening, everyone. I know it's late in the day, but we'll try to keep this session, light enough, interactive enough, and to be candid with you guys, we had a good time, while we were prepping, in the speaker zone. So hopefully some of that fun will even reflect in the room. The plan is that we'll do a quick introductions about ourselves. We have a lot of, brand new D2C brands, in their journeys. Most of them have taken off, in some form or shape already. So I think, listen in and, soak in what they have to say. Quick intro from myself. I am part of a VC firm. We invest in early stage startups. Some of the D2C brands that we have invested in include the likes of Tulva, Kashmir Box, Unirec, and so on. With that, I'll pass the baton.
Hi everyone. I am Hitesh. I am the founder of Aadvik Foods. I think in the session before the last one, one of the panelists mentioned about goat milk, camel milk. So I am the one who is into camel and goat milk products. We have been doing this for about more than 9 years. Over to you.
Hi. For some of you who are here in the morning already know me. I'm Sonam, founder at Akiso. We are a couple of years old as a brand. We do natural yoga wear. And really looking forward to the session. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Atul. The first three panelists were all founders. I'm not, I'm just merely an employee, but I work for this brand called The Body Shop. Looking forward to the aforementioned missing energy in the room. Somebody pointed it out in the last panel. Hope to see this one turn out to be a little bit better. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I'm Winnie. I'm the founder of Coco Crush and co-founder of Essentia Extracts. So both the brands are 100% natural grooming brands. With Coco Crush, we focus on both pet category as well as the human category. And the products are centered around virgin coconut oil as the main ingredient. So looking forward to having this fruitful discussion here.
Fantastic.
Hi everyone, good evening. I'm Riddhi, the co-founder of Necesera, and we make comfortable loungewear, innerwear, travel wear with a focus on fashion, fabric innovation, as well as a sustainable supply chain. So really excited to be here. I hope you guys are excited as well.
Hi everyone, I'm Lokesh. I'm the founding member at ClickPost. I lead growth for ClickPost for India, Southeast Asia, and North America. We are a SaaS company, a supply chain optimization company. We provide data science and ML-driven products which help D2C brands in reducing their RTO percentage, optimizing their supply chain operations, and an end-to-end visibility on their supply chain from the time the product is shipped till the time it is delivered to the end consumer. Excited to be over here. Looking forward to engaging with all of you.
Fantastic. Thanks so much. So I'll kick off the topics of discussion. So the first one is, a simple one, but possibly the most complex one that faces most D2C brands today. How can you strike the right balance between delivering quick commerce and actually even building out a memorable customer experience? What would be, the key measures or experiences you will extend for your brand? And feel free to, quote from your examples.
I would say one thing that with the quick commerce, the patience level of customers and it has gone down, and everything they need it very fast. Margins for errors and everything that has also reduced. So as a D2C brand, what we are selling on quick commerce or not, but we have to understand what our customers are looking for. So we have to be on our toes always and to give them the right product at the right time.
Sonam.
So I have a slightly different take. I think Quick commerce offers a great service which was not even thought of like 5 years ago or thought of and failed in many countries. But what quick commerce does is my go-to solution for I'm in a fix and I need this now. Does that inherently change my nature as a customer? Yes, I'm a little less patient, but I still go to an Amazon and I place an order for deliveries in 5 days, 10 days. And mind you, I eat a particular kind of peanut. It comes only in 15 days. So I have to wait, right? Having said that, is there a business case for Q-commerce? Definitely. There are various categories which should experiment to list themselves on Q-commerce to see whether it works or not. The idea is that the right placement for my product? In what situation will there be a natural yoga wear emergency? Likelihood of that is low. But if I can create the right discovery at the right time, I can still make a sale, right? So, and Kedar and I were discussing this. There's this whole fear that's being created. If I'm not on Q-commerce, I'm missing out. No, I have to figure out where my product fits and what is the delivery experience. Those together result. It's a brilliant use case for ice cream, something that food delivery apps have failed, and other, forget about marketplaces. You're not going to buy ice cream on Amazon. So there is a specific use case. There is a specific kind of product. It has a need to be stored and quickly delivered. Hence, and then there are different aspects one needs to think of. Think about it from a business standpoint. How are you going to manage your inventories? Quick commerce is dark stores in every neighborhood. Just imagine the inventory commitments you're making, right? That itself can mean death for your business. Nobody has tons of operating capital. So it's striking the right balance. Coming back to experience, you have to build loyalty and it doesn't come overnight. Experiment can come overnight. So can you generate trials? Yes, you can. But should you bank on that as an experience that you will deliver always? Depends on your product.
All right, so I'll probably bring in a perspective from a sort of a 40-year-old brand and a 18-year-old in the market perspective. And absolutely right that everybody has this FOMO about quick commerce, but at the end of the day, what's happening is that quick commerce is solving for curation. So there are certain types of customers, including me, who do not like the choice. So if there is an option that says, okay, there are 10 products, 10 different types of ice creams, or 10 different types of yoga wear, pick one and be done with it. From our point of view, we solved for curation. We knew that this is not going to be a new business generator for us. It's operating on the same markets, the same pockets that we are strong at. So it was always going to be a bit of a cannibalization for us. And we accepted that. But at the end of the day, we knew that this is where the industry is moving, and so we onboarded it. I spoke about FOMO earlier, but FOMO also drove us purely because we knew the shelf space was going to be limited. There will come a point where they will stop onboarding because how big a dark store can you have? It defeats the entire purpose. And there is going to be a sort of a SKU limitation that these guys will eventually face. And then churning it out by some other brand would be very, very difficult if I have a business use case with them already. So that's how we looked at it. At the end, but the core question is it creating a memorable customer experience? No. I have already created that through the years of brand engagement that we've done, through the years of customer curation that we've done, loyalty programs that we've driven, events that we have done, and obviously the great product that we make. So I think
Atul, can you share some example of events that you have done? That will kind of help build that out.
So, the fact that somebody walks into my store itself is a sensorial, experiential sort of area, right? You come in, you try a product, you go to a sink, whatever. There are a lot of experiential elements that are built into it. So we've curated a desire or a demand for the brand already. quick commerce is just a faster way to fulfill it.
Sure.
But it's not going to do the other way around. I'm not going to create those experiences on quick commerce. It is not possible.
It's not possible, yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's incumbent upon each brand to look at it as a developing a brand challenge exercise, and quick commerce just happens to be a channel.
Sure. Thanks.
So the way I look at it is before quick commerce, how people used to build their brand loyalty was that they used to judge it by the quality of the product, if they'll come back to buy that product again. But again, within the product range that we have, especially in personal care, like as we just discussed, right, different categories would have would require a different delivery speed. But within my product range, like I have certain treatment products as well. We have something called lice treatment product range, for which people want quick deliveries. And this is something which we genuinely got from customer feedback. That, you know, they have this particular problem and they probably want to solve it as soon as possible. And they can't wait for us to deliver in, say, 3 days or 4 days. So this is when you know that your product will do well on quick commerce because there's a genuine need for it. So it's not just the quality of the product, but also the speed of the product, which makes a lot of, adds a lot of value to your product in this case. Because if you're not providing that speed, the customer might go to your competitor brand and try to purchase from them. So another thing, how quick commerce can really help early stage D2C brands is that instead of going into offline directly and really blocking your inventory and going into huge losses, quick commerce is a cheaper way to assess how your product will do offline. And based on that, you can make calculated decisions as to whether you have that kind of loyalty from your customers and the repeat rate, that it's good for you to have your products offline as well. So, yeah.
Thanks so much. Riddhi, what are your experiences?
So actually, we've had a very interesting experience with quick commerce. Even before it was quick commerce, it was just fast delivery at that moment during COVID actually. So we create necessary clothing products, and during COVID, when there was a complete lockdown, people urgently needed our products the same day or within a few hours, whether it was at a hospital or in their, in their homes itself. So from that moment onwards, like up until now, like we do quick deliveries as a part of our customer experience. It is not two different things. It's a very important part of our customer experience, and we only see it growing from here on, especially that now there are platforms that are going to help us execute these things. And definitely I feel like another point is that earlier the need-based products were very straightforward, whether it was like a medical thing or like just certain products which were very obviously need-based. But now that need-based category is just increasing, where there are more products that people do need within an hour. Maybe it's not for an emergency per se, but it could just be for a wide range of reasons. So it'll be very interesting how like brands come up with those products which would actually be required in the same like hour or 10 minutes from the moment that search starts.
Thanks. Lokesh, you can probably obviously answer the same question, but you can give us a point of view from the logistics side. You know, you are possibly talking to tens of brands. You know, what are the kind of promises they are making? What are the kind of expectations they have? And, you know, where does, ClickPost enable all of that?
Actually, we are lucky enough that, as compared to these D2C brands, we don't have the dilemma whether to do this or not, because brands come to us once they have decided that hyperlocal deliveries or quick commerce is something that is what we want to enable. So essentially, our advice to these brands is focus on 3 things. One is visibility. Understand your customer, where they are, and position your products nearer to them. If you are planning to open up multiple warehouses, first understand where your customer is present. Look at your past data, look at where the need is coming from for those products, and then open up more warehouses. The second aspect that we advise them to follow is that focus on resilience. You should not partner with just one carrier to service your customers. And brands have also understood this from the Amazon era, that they don't want to lose the customers to marketplaces, and then they probably have to put in 2x the effort on bringing the customers back from marketplaces to their own D2C websites. So our advice is always this, that if you want to ace at hyperlocal deliveries, always partner with 2 or 3 carriers, so the day you are not able to optimize in terms of good performance, you always have a ready-made backup in place. And the third aspect that we advise them to focus on is stability. That 4-9 effect. Now, what is 4-9? It is 99.99% API uptimes across all touch points that you're having with your customers. Because if you are not present for your customer on any of the interactions that you are having with them, they will say goodbye to you and they'll move to a brand who will be present for them. And what we have seen across ecosystem is that brands initially didn't used to pay this much attention to these, last matrices like the API uptimes. But now with HLD coming into the picture, brands have understood that the entire, the pace and the time frame in which the shipment will be picked up and it will be delivered to my end customer, I probably have just 4 hours or 24 hours. So if I lose the connect with my customer, I will lose them for a lifetime then.
Fantastic. Lokesh, a fun question. You said that brands they come to you when they have already decided they want to do. But have you said no to any particular brand, saying it, we don't think it's feasible for you, don't go down that path?
No, we never say no to companies who are coming for HLDs because, see, we are a SaaS company. We are not someone who has to build the infrastructure to get the products delivered.
Sure.
We always get them introduced to the right set of players in the ecosystem who can help them ace the hyperlocal delivery mountain.
Sure. Fantastic. So I think that leads us to the next question. You spoke about you being a SaaS platform. I think through the first question, we have seen that, quick commerce is a contextual decision. There is a mix of offline and online. There is some amount of personalization that goes in. So can each one of you, just at a high level, speak about, the key loyalty CRM tech that you guys are currently using, and what are the kind of use cases that are enabled today? If I were to say that, if I were to simply ask you that what are you doing to build loyalty with your customers and what tech supports it, what would be that answer?
So first of all, I think tech will not give customer loyalty. Customer loyalty is mainly 2 things. First is your product, second is your service. That's it. And you have to be consistent about them. By product, you means its efficacy, its packaging, how it is being delivered to you. And then services includes like how you are responding to your customer queries, how honest you are, and how can you, whenever there is some problem, how do you address it and make them feel special. That is which builds customer loyalty. Means tech is obviously a part. When in CRM you use to kind of reach out to them again, trying to get more information or more upselling kind of thing. But I think sometimes people do abuse tech also. Nowadays there are so many things and so many messages and everything coming. So I can use WhatsApp API and all to reach out to my customers, and it's a good platform, CRM, other thing. But we should also respect their privacy and their time. So it's not, tech is not always helping.
Lokesh, that one's for you.
So he pointed it right. I mean, he's not wrong in highlighting that, yes, there are so many cases where, scams happen, where, the PII detail of the end customers are leaked and scammers use that to, lure customers with different set of information. And that is where the importance of data security comes under the picture. Like, this is a shortcoming as an ecosystem that we have in India, that we don't lay emphasis on what type of data security certifications the third-party SaaS tool, has, that these D2C brands would be, working with. And the moment I move towards, a matured market like Southeast Asia or US, the first question that they will ask is, are you certified against all these, data security benchmarks or not? If you are not, we would not like to continue the conversation with you. And when I come to India, probably we are the ones who are, educating customers, brands, that we are certified with all of these data security, certifications. These are the necessary checks that you should have in place as a D2C brand because you are scaling up. In case, if you face any challenge like in a data breach happening, it will have a very adverse effect. So it is a collective effort that has to actually come from the ecosystem, which has to lay more emphasis on PII data, security.
Fantastic. Sonam, you want to pick that? We spoke about your aspirations of obviously expanding in India, but even expanding to the US, becoming Amazon compliant. Can you tell us more
So
about that?
I'll speak about this from two perspectives. One as a consumer, like what you
Yeah, yeah,
mentioned
yeah.
just now, right? Is that I'm bombarded with communication from every kind of brand that I've ever, interacted with. And sometimes it's just, I don't have the mind space to even register. I have opened the communication, I have gone through it, but I've just not registered it. It may be as simple as, a shampoo uh, um, message has come that, it's now time to buy your shampoo, and I literally need one. I'm run out of shampoo. But it didn't register and I didn't buy it, right? What am I doing to really differentiate in my communication in saying that, hey, here is a meaningful message for you. The intent is not just to reach out. That a reach out will lead to a purchase. In most cases it does, but you have to understand that there's a certain percentage conversion of that reach out. And why did that purchase happen? The why of it is getting missed. It's just that I send WhatsApp messages. I typically get 2% conversions. So that is X number of dollars in my account. Right? We have to move away from that and understand the use case behind how and why did that purchase happen. That's from a consumer standpoint, because like all of us are flooded with this communication.
So Atul, I think she's referring to you.
I,
Yeah, go ahead, Sonam.
right. From a brand perspective, right? It's also dollars that I have invested in sending you that WhatsApp message, and if you're not going to read it, what the hell am I doing with that money? I could have used it better, right? And that's where understanding your customer journey, and take a very simple example from our own brand, right? So we recently launched in the month of September a new set of collection, right? This is new silhouettes that had come out in yoga wear, and we were getting bombarded with questions from customers for like good 3 months that what are you introducing new, what are you introducing new? And suddenly we were able to identify a cohort of our customers where we were able to say that yes, this person has a long-term association with us and will likely be interested in the new offering. And we did that very, very targeted communication with them. And that resulted in phenomenal numbers, like absolutely, hitting the roofs kind of numbers. And that's where we understand that just generally reaching out and say, hey, come, you want to shop with us, it doesn't work.
Thanks.
So Ram, I think we haven't done a lot of personalization. So I apologize for you. Let me correct that right now. So this is as personal as it gets. Why don't you try our ginger shampoo? I think it should. Yeah.
That's the one I tried.
No, it's fantastic. You should definitely try it. But I mean, very well said. I think at the end of the day, tech. I feel is a often discussed topic, but tech is an enabler. It takes you to a point. You have to always think you have to drop your marketer's hat and think, okay, as a customer, what is that, communication, or is it fun communication? Is it sale communication? What is it that leads you to purchase or repurchase a brand? And be very mindful. Mindful is a very popular word these days, but very mindful and specific with your CRM efforts. Do less, but when you start to think of what lists to create, what comms to do, be very, very specific with it rather than bombarding. It's going to show you results that will look good, but it's not going to show you growth. And I guess tech, whatever tech you can use, whatever that enables. The whole idea is to be very, very mindful of what you're sending out to your customers.
Fantastic. Yeah, Vinny.
So apart from what we have discussed, how we use tech a lot is that Um, we use it primarily to gather a lot of customer feedback, and we use a lot of chat GPT, OpenAI basically, to try to understand what the customers are looking for in terms of new product launch, or if they want certain changes in our product. So like one really interesting insight which we got was that people were looking for sustainable packaging. So we already have glass bottles within Essentia extracts, and they wanted refillable packages for the same oils. So we launched that thing just from the customer feedback. So a lot of customer feedback, if you can put it in a really nice way using tech, it really saves you a lot of time and come up with really interesting insights which you can implement in a very seamless manner, and that actually adds a lot of value to your customers because they are getting what they're asking for, and you are not taking a lot of time to implement that. So that is just like a plus and a very easy thing which smaller D2C brands, of course, can do, which bigger brands would probably take a lot of time to implement, and that puts us like a few steps ahead of them.
Great.
So we of course do a lot of customer segmenting and complementary product targeting based on purchase history, but we don't get into like hyper personalization because we feel like there's like a balance between how personalized the communication can get. But we ran a really fun experiment recently where we gathered data on where people were traveling over the summer, and this campaign cost us next to nothing, and we got so much engagement because people were really excited to see what we're going to give back to them, and we gave them personalized product recommendations which were generated based on like data of the products and everything. So we gave them personalized products that they could wear to that particular destination, and that got us so much engagement, not just from the people who had participated in this, but also like other customers who were probably traveling to those destinations. So it helped us gather more data, understand our customers better, and this was something that people were actually looking to see. So I think there's like a balance between how personalized the communication can get and where it's something that customers are actually, looking to get some information out of it. It always helps.
Fantastic. So Lokesh, you have seen the expectations of personalized campaigns, personalized delivery. What does it mean from a logistics capability perspective? What are the capabilities, brands need to cultivate to be able to use, your platform to deliver everything that they spoke about? What would you expect from the brand side?
As a company who relies very heavily on data and machine learning to develop capabilities and roll them out, it is very, very important for us to understand that what stage of the journey the D2C brand is itself in. Like they have just started their growth journey, they've already stabilized in the market, and now they are about to become a large enterprise with a very stable repeat, purchase customers coming in. Looking at the stage of where the enterprise has reached, we roll out that which are the modules of ClickPost which will help you in retaining your customers better. Like if you're a company which is into apparel, cosmetic space, a white label post-purchase experience makes a lot of sense for you. Now what that essentially allows you to do is, it allows you to trigger white label notifications to the end customer in the post dispatch journey with the inbuilt marketing platform to cross-sell and upsell different products. So looking at what you bought, it allows the brand to personalize that post-purchase tracking experience for the end customer. And depending upon the location where the customer is based out of, it allows the brand to increase or reduce the number of notifications that should be triggered to the end consumer. See, at the end of the day, as she highlighted, everything comes with a cost, a rupee associated to that. So as a brand, if I know looking at the data that if this customer is based out of a metro city and he or she does not need 5 updates on WhatsApp to tell them where the shipment is, they are happy with 2 notifications. That is what ClickPost data intelligence systems provides them as an insight. The farther the customer is, the more engagement that you need over there.
Fantastic.
If I
Yeah, you
may,
want to add something?
yeah, if I may, what would it mean, at least the dream of logistics from a brand standpoint, would be somebody like an Amazon getting into quick commerce and saying, hey, this pin code shows this trend of products, and then I'm able to give that to the brand owner and say, do you want to stock it? This is the impact on your business. I think, of course, it's light years ahead, possibly.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So Lokesh will take it down as a requirement.
Point taken.
Thanks. That's fantastic. So I think, I'll take you from your question. If you all can just quickly, share with the audience, one of your best campaigns, marketing campaigns or a product campaign, what was the campaign and, what loyalty or CX value got delivered and, what was the result like? It will be of practical use to the audience.
So I would like to slightly, take a different perspective of what you asked, not related to campaign, but means related to what like loyalty is. So I think tech is also not fit for loyalty, and so is fast. There is no such thing, you can do fast loyalty. Quick commerce has, our patience level has gone down, but everybody is expecting ki jaldi ho jaye, but customer loyalty, it takes years. And the best way to do is to, as I said, the product and the service, and you are consistent delivering these things. And the second part would be if your customer can be part of your journey, if you are somehow keeping them engaged. So I tell you, in what happened with us, like in the initial times, our earliest adopters were camel milk. People were taking it for autism. So I used to personally deliver it to them. And what worked for me, like how I got brand loyalty or loyalty towards my company, is that my customers were telling me, आप यहाँ पे भी जाओ, आप वहाँ पे भी जाओ. मैंने उसको भी call किया, इसको भी किया. That's how an ecosystem is built, and that's how the trust is built. मुझे पता है आपने मेरे को सही चीज़ दिया है, so you will give it to them also. I become your biggest cheerleader. That's what customer loyalty is.
so I'm going to take the cue from there, and for us, it was a similar experience. So without taking names, but a certain cult-like yoga community, a couple of people discovered our product, bought it from us, and then they went into that ashram. And by sheer word of mouth, we had some, I don't know, some crazy number of leads on saying, can you send this to XYZ location, and how quickly can you get it here? And that kind of triggered the thinking that, hey, ours is a very affiliate, friendly product. It's a very community-based interaction that can lead to sales and actual conversions. And that's how we started affiliate. In its true sense, has affiliate worked for us? No. But does it result in a community that is getting built, which has a higher lifetime value? Yes. So to your point, it is not an immediate result that I tell 50 people about your product.
Sure.
It's those 50 starting to following us, to 50 converting into like 5 sales in the first year and potentially more subsequently.
Fantastic. So we have product and service, word of mouth, we have community. Atul?
So we have a slightly different problem. We already sort of have a huge community, right? We are already sitting on it. Now the problem is that to maintain the attention of that community, given competitors are taking the market share away, and that definitely speaking the language that the current customer wants to listen, and giving them the product, and we are slow. We are, there are issues that come with being a behemoth, right, or being a giant. So we have our own sort of issues to deal with. But I think one way we address this is that very early on we were the sort of first brand to say, okay, if you want to be a part of the ecosystem, there is a loyalty fee, right? And now if you buy Amazon Prime, you use Amazon Prime. When you buy Zomato Gold, you use Zomato Gold. So to sort of, this is the tactical side of it, which is basically if you get somebody's buy-in at the front, of course, the product has to be great, the brand has
Yeah,
the
yeah,
experience,
yeah.
all of that as the baseline. But if you get somebody to subscribe it into it with whatever cost, then the chances of their RFM metrics to go up, tend to be much higher. So we've tried, in my experience, we've tried many things. Uh, None of them have worked. uh, or the definition of what works for us is probably very different. But one thing that I've realized is that the 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 fundamental that if your loyalty program is a transaction-based loyalty program,
Yeah.
it's not going to work. It has to offer you something beyond just transactional benefits.
Transactions. Yeah.
Whether these are experiences, whether these are engagement, whether this is caring about the environment, whether these are community events, it has to have some touch and feel,
Fantastic.
tangible outside of transactional factor into
Sure,
it.
sure, sure.
Whatever that is dependent on the category, dependent on the brand, dependent on the life stage, and many
Fantastic.
factors.
So
And
loyalty program, yes, but it needs to give something more beyond points. Coco.
So one of the things which has worked best for us has been like a traceability kind of a campaign which we have done to build customer trust. So we do 100% natural products and they're all very ingredient focused. So customers like knowing where the ingredients are coming from, how pure and natural they are, because that is essentially what our brand is. And right now the market is filled with a lot of competitors, so how do we stand out? So we do something, we send free samples of some of the oil cake which is left behind after we do the oil extraction, which we call proof of purity. So we send it with each and every order, which gives the trust. People know where exactly which farm our oil is coming from, how pure it is, how it is extracted. So they get to know the entire process of what goes behind the manufacturing of that product. And, like this is basically the, like this is your oil and this is what's
Yeah,
left
yeah, yeah.
behind. So you can trust our product. In fact, you
Fantastic.
can use it as your natural scrub or face mask. So that really kinds of build that loyalty, and the customers who believe that our product is genuinely good and we're giving them a pure oil, they will come back and obviously drive a really high repeat rate for us.
Fantastic. Riddhi.
So one advantage we have of building our brand on our own platform is that we have direct access to our entire customer base, most of it at least. So one very simple thing we've done from the very beginning has been virtual consultations with customers who've been with us for longer than 90 days. And this has actually helped us so much because we've actually introduced product categories based on what people need, because we don't just sell products that we think will be relevant at a certain point of time. We're selling products that people are actually, looking for, or certain pain points, even if it's like small details, like very, very small details on t-shirts or like travel pants, innerwear, anything. There are like so many things that people are actually, thinking of, but they're not really searching for those things because they might not have, like if brands have not addressed it in their marketing, they're just sort of overlooking it. But then the moment you're actually engaging with customers one-on-one, they're more than happy to share those details with you, and that's what's helped us build Necesera all along. And it's actually a really beautiful way to get connected with customers. They feel that you're actually building for them, which we actually are, and it's a super easy and rewarding process.
Fantastic. Lokesh, anything to add before I summarize?
Yes, so again, as a SaaS service provider, since we are in service industry, it is not a product that I've sold to a customer once and I have to wait for, couple of days, months, and then I'll get the opportunity to resell it. I've given a product to a user who's using it day in and day out, and it is a very essential core product which directly impacts their public image as well as their P&L, because if we go wrong, everything else in the supply chain will go wrong.
Fantastic. So I think we are right on cue. Last 15 seconds, I'll just summarize. We have spoken about quick commerce, loyalty, customer experience. The panelists have shown to us that quick commerce is just one element of the experience. We have Aadvik Foods that focuses on product and service. Sonam has spoken about community. Body Shop has spoken about loyalty program that goes beyond points into experiences, into exclusives. We have Vinny who has spoken about traceability, building that trust, proof of concept. We have Riddhi who has spoken about virtual consultations. And finally, we have Lokesh who has spoken about that last mile accuracy, last mile delivery. So together, all of this encompasses what we call as CX, and that then builds out loyalty. Thanks everyone.